All right, welcome to another edition of Driving Perilously, a show in which we talk about what it is that's going on. So I was just in McDonald's, which is not news for me. And these two, maybe 16-year-olds came in. He said they were brothers, so they probably weren't the same age, but who knows? But these two guys that looked about 16 came in, and they went to two parts of the restaurant begging for food. So one talked to people on my side of the restaurant, and one talked to people on the other side of the restaurant. They came in together, and then they asked for food. So the one that I was talking to said that they were brothers, and he said, could I buy him some food? And I didn't want to say no, but I just started asking him questions. So I said, I don't know. I don't remember what I said, but I asked him the question, and then asked him another question. And he said he was from Miami, or lives in Miami, and we are quite a bit far away from Miami. So I said, oh, that's kind of far away. He said, yeah, we stay in a group home in Miami. I said, well, how are you getting back to Miami? And he said, the city bus. And I said, well, how much does that cost? And he said, I don't know. So I don't believe that story, because if I didn't have money for food, and if I was riding the bus, I would know how much the bus costs. But, I just don't believe him. I think he's just begging for food, and who knows where he lives, and who knows how he gets around, and who knows if he even has ever been to Miami. And, I just think he wanted some food. So I looked on the app, and I saw that I could buy a large fries for $1, for 99 cents, I think. And I said I would get him a large fries, and he said, oh, and a burger. I said, no. He said, oh, and a drink. I said, no. And I started to order it, because it's not embarrassing at all for the person to pick up the food, because I could order on the app. It would give me a number, and then I could just tell the guy, whenever they say 1676, go up there and get your food, or whenever they say 1688, go up there and get your food. So I don't have to get it and then hand it to him, because some people might be embarrassed by that. But he stopped me and said he didn't want it because it wouldn't fill him up. And he was nice about it, but it's such a weird thing to say to me. I think it's weird. But I've noticed it before. If somebody's begging for money or for food, and you offer them something different, then they don't want it anymore. And I think if I was begging, I would take anything they gave me. And even if I was a fat, lazy slob and didn't want it, I'd just throw it away later, right? Like, to me, if I'm trying to act like I need something, then I would just take whatever's offered to me and hope that whatever's offered to me is something I like. And then, depending on if I really need it or not, I would eat it or not. But that's not what happens. If I talk to these people, I talk, done this, 5 times in my life. If I talk to someone and don't give them what they're asking for, then they don't want whatever substitute I've offered. It happened with, I think, a meatball sub. Somebody said, oh, I don't like that. Or maybe it was a tuna sub. Oh, I don't like that kind of sub. It happens when you offer somebody money, but when you offer somebody food, but they want money, I don't know. I just think it's weird. But then there was this other guy at McDonald's, and he walks in and quietly grabs a bag out of the garbage, sits down with it, and looks in there to see if there's any food. And then he did that again. But I don't know, I say quietly, like he's not making a show of it. But he did reach in the garbage and pull the bag out and then open the bag and look for food twice. So I left a little money on his seat when he went up to go buy Coke or something. Because it seems to me that someone who looks in the garbage is looking for what they can get that's not gonna inconvenience anyone else at all, because the other person has already tossed it, and seeing if they can make use of something no one else has a use for, as opposed to trying to get money or food out of somebody and then obviously not needing it. Now, if I had talked to that guy and offered him something, he might have said no. He might have been embarrassed. I think it's better just to leave it. You know, I left it on his seat, so when he came back, he would have to see it. But I don't think he saw who put it down there. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't like to give people stuff. I don't know. I don't have that generous spirit that some people have. But I do like to give people stuff if I know they're going to enjoy it. I don't know. I guess we all just have different measures of what we think is appropriate and so forth. Like I had somebody, I bought a new tire today, and I handed the guy a couple bucks because I could only find $2 at the time. So I said, I said just a little something, and he said, "Oh, that's no problem," or something like that. I know when I'm at work and somebody hands me $1 or $2, I feel good that they decided to give me something, and then I also feel good that I have $1 or $2 more than I had before. But it's all, you know, it's somebody who gives a 5 and somebody who gives a 20 and somebody who gives a single. Their actual gratitude is not reflected in the number of the bill. They have the same small sense of gratitude and want to give you a little something, and then they just have a different definition of what a little something is. Or they could find that bill, but they couldn't find a littler bill or whatever. So that's my thoughts today on giving people money, which I'm just hardly ever happy about it. I could have given them more, I could have given them nothing, or I should have given them something. I was second guessing myself about that, because I don't think there's a clear answer for me, because we know with money they can do all kinds of things. But they ain't gonna get much illegal substances from what I pass out. So that's it for today. Hope you guys are doing great. It is towards the end of August 2023. On my way to an audition for She Loves Me.